Right into the stretch, looking back and throws up the middle. Rose is on his way around. Picked up by Otis.
Here comes the ready or not. Here comes the voice from the south. Here comes the ready or not. How you like me now? I say, here comes the boom, ready or not. Here comes the voice from the south. Boom, here comes the boom, ready or not. How you like me now?
You don't live in Cleveland, you live in Cincinnati.
What's going on, everybody? We got Cincy James here. We got Big Savage Greg, and we got the one and only. They still got to play us, YB ASOD. What's up, man?
What's happening, fellas?
How you doing today, buddy?
Good, man. Good. Blessed.
Man, when you sent me that song a couple nights ago, and I listened to it, I was like, okay, this is awesome. Number one. But number two, I was just like, okay, so he's going to release it, and then it'll kind of be a slow process if you're going to do a video for it. It's already happening. So run us through that real quick about the inspiration for the song, and then how this video came to be so quick.
The inspiration on the song is just like kind of piggybacks off last year. Last year when we beat Buffalo, the night that we beat Buffalo in the playoffs, I made that first one and released it the next morning. And as soon as I released it, it kind of shot up in views and really shocked me, man. The fan base kind of took it over. And like I've told a couple people, like working on songs for sports and teams and stuff like that is kind of tough because you really got to hit the nail on the head for people to like it. You know, it's one of them things that is almost frowned upon. It could go either way, dude. It could boost your career. It could ruin your career, you know? So for me, it kind of helped last year, helped out a lot. Let a lot of people in the fan base at least kind of know who I am. And then this year, I came to the tailgate with you guys last week. Got to meet both of you guys in person, which was dope. So after that, I was leaving down there in that energy Sunday night, man. I was like, I got to make another one. I was nervous to make one because it's one of them things, like I said, that, you know, I was talking to Strawberry about it. It's one of them things that could, ruin the first one if it wasn't as good. So, you know, going to the studio that night, my engineer that made the beat for this one, his name's Kyle Otto. He just had triple bypass heart surgery about 3 weeks ago, bro. So it was the first time that we had gotten to the studio since then. And I told him, let me know when you're ready, and I'm ready. So I went down there that night and we did it. And I told him before we did it, I was like, it has to be equal or better. If I don't think that it's equal or better, then I'm not going to release it. So sent it to first thing in the morning. It was 2:30 in the morning, dude. I texted it to John from Kiss 107 and woke up, went to bed, woke up the next morning, and he said, let's do it. You got another one. You did it again. So that kind of gave me my motivation. Then I sent it over to you, and you told me the same thing. So I figured from then, I got 2 yeses. So it's I just went ahead and I was like, we're gonna go ahead and put it out. So got it put out, and we hit 77,000 views in the first day. So
jeez, wow! You told your guy, you're like, hey, you're not injured, you're hurt. Get in the studio. Come on, we got to do this.
Yeah. He's just being around him anyway. Like that's one of my, recording music for years together. Like we took kind of a break there for a couple of years. We used to record together a lot, and then kind of just went our separate ways for a while. And we linked back up probably about 2 months ago, and worked on a whole tape together that I released, and it's just been magic ever since, man. And ever since that happened, in his heart problem or whatever, it's always been there, but him having to have that surgery happened like that to us. So we didn't expect that to happen. We didn't know if he was going to make it out of that surgery. It was something that the doctors didn't know. So when he did get out, he told me, like, as soon as I can get back in the studio, we're going to work and we're going to make something happen. So for this to be the first thing that happens that we did, it's huge. So,
and it's taken off. Greg, why don't you go ahead and ask a question, bud?
So I got 2 questions. One, how did you get into rapping? And 2, who were your influences?
Getting into rapping, it's crazy because I didn't really have a industry influence, I guess you could say. There was this kid that went to my school, and he rapped. And dude, I thought it was cool, man. I thought it was so cool. Like I've always like, no matter what it is, I've tried to make money my whole life, like no matter what it was. So
Right.
In high school, I seen an opportunity, like, he didn't have, I didn't think he had all the means at the time. We were like juniors. And I was, my grandparents had like a CD burner and all that. So he would make the songs. And I was like, man, I'll sell them for you. I'll make the CDs for you and sell them, So then it came from that. And then honestly, the reason I started rapping is because when I was doing that, I turned it into if I can make his CDs, why couldn't I just do this myself and make my own CDs, and that's kind of what it went to. So I wouldn't say I had a huge influence in the industry. I mean, there was people I listened to, of course, but I tried not to mimic after anybody. But that's how I got into it. Is that so?
Well, you.
What was your other? I'm sorry.
Do what?
What was the other question? The second one, or did I answer both of them?
I think the second one was who were your influences? But I think you said you really didn't have any influences.
Oh yeah. It was yeah. I mean, it wasn't like I heard someone on the radio and was like, "Oh, I want to be like that," or listen to that. Honestly, it was that kid from my high school, bro. Like if it wasn't for him ever doing that, I probably would have never started it. So
right. Well, and you definitely have a unique sound. I think it's definitely unique.
Oh yeah.
Like there's,
thank you.
I can hear some things from different people, but like you've made it your own, which is awesome. That's and I texted you that the other day, or I think it was yesterday. Just saying like all the hard work that you put in, like you deserve it. You've done this. Like it's not anybody else that's done anything for you. You've done it. So, keep up the good work. That's all.
I appreciate it for sure.
We do have a comment here. Magic Miguel Philippines says, "Can we get Greg twerking in the video?" Greg?
No, you don't want that, buddy. Trust me.
Hey,
I don't know. I don't know if I want that, man.
Right?
Yeah.
Like we got 6 views. No, I'm just kidding. But we do have some more questions for you. So obviously we've talked about the inspiration for the song, but with the video, how did you get it figured out so quick? How did you get it arranged so quick that, hey, we're gonna do this? We got to have all the equipment. Like, how did you get all that figured out so quick?
Once again, man, just being blessed and knowing connections and having a couple connections. Like, I got a guy, a real close friend of mine, that goes by Honor Roll Films. He's from Cincinnati, and I shot my first video with him. And I always told him, like, if I'm paying for a video, you're gonna be the person I deal with. So over the first video we ever shot, I was nervous, of course, because I had never shot a music video before. And he told me, he said, you're spending money with me. He said, but, if you're going to spend your money, don't waste it. He said, use your hands, feel the music that you're doing. Don't just, be stuck there. So that to me told me a lot about him and the person that he is, just because a lot of people are just going to come shoot your video and leave. They don't care about it as much as long as the money's there. So,
right.
So after that, I told him, if I'm paying for a video, you're going to be the one that shoots it. So over the years, just shooting multiple videos with him, I've shot, 10 to 15 music videos with him, and the chemistry's there. He's like an older brother to me, kind of. So I look up to him a lot, and he gives me a lot of game. And I texted him this morning, man, and I said, you free Sunday at 10 a.m. because I need you at the tailgate, man. We want to do this thing. So he said, yeah. So he said, let's rock. I sent him the song, and he said, yeah, you got you one. So he'll be there. We're ready to rock. He's got all the equipment, and it's the same guy that shot a couple of the videos that I have up on YouTube.
Okay.
So
cool.
And Greg, did you hear that? He said, feel the music, use your hands. So remember that when we're in this video, okay? Remember that. Maybe that'll help you with your twerking. I don't know.
I don't know about that. There ain't going to be none of that, trust me, and all that. But So I guess my next question to you is, how'd you become such a big Bengals fan? Like, what made you so passionate about doing stuff for the Bengals, which is totally awesome, by the way.
Thank you. I became a Bengals fan just watching with my grandpa every Sunday. It was always like a family tradition of my mom to go to my grandparents' house on Sundays. It was out in the country. There's no cell phone service, nothing. They had a pool. And that was the extent of it, a pool and a creek across the road that you played in. So,
Oh, I think he got a phone call. He's on his phone.
Sorry, dude.
No, it's okay. You're cool.
It's been crazy, bro. So, I just like I said, a pool and a creek across the road. So that's really what it was to do. But on Sundays when we were out there, the Bengals were playing. So, and my grandpa's a diehard Bengals fan. He loves them to death. And I grew up Sunday after Sunday hearing and watching him cuss at the TV. So I knew what pain I was, in for at that time. I tell people all the time, it's funny. It would be times where I'd have tears in my eyes when we were playing the Steelers because as a kid, I didn't think it was fair for Jerome Bettis to be that big, playing running back. It didn't seem right to me. It seemed unfair. So that's kind of where it started. I'd say that's where my hatred for the Steelers started is seeing him back there and being able to do what he could do with the ball. But yeah, man, I just grew up watching it with my grandpa every Sunday, and he turned me into a fan, and it just turned into an every Sunday thing. And I sell cars, so I've made music about my dealership before. Thankfully, I blessed enough to not be one of the rappers that can only rap about, just whatever. I can kind of make different things up about, whatever I want. Yeah. Thank goodness. So last year after the Buffalo game, they told me, you need to make this song, and I went and did it, and here we are. I'm on your guys' podcast now.
That's awesome.
Is it true that like basically in a night you came up with the lyrics, like roughly a night?
So how it happened last year, the first one, I went home, I was in bed. It was like 11:30, 12 o'clock. I couldn't sleep. I had all the recording stuff at my house. So I went downstairs, and I had to be at work at 9 the next morning. Went downstairs, found the beat, and recorded it. After I recorded it, I'm sitting there listening to it. I'm like, this is kind of, I like this. And that one I wrote that one like on a notebook. But here lately, a lot of the music, they call it punching. So now, like what I did with this one is it's just a way to feel your music more, I guess, more in the moment instead of like writing it and then recording it a week later, because you're not going to have that same emotion. A week later is when you wrote it. So the tone in your voice, everything's going to be different. So this time I told him I wasn't writing anything because I haven't written anything in a while. I just go, and when I go to the studio, I go into the booth, and Otto, he punches me in. So what we'll do is I'll think of a line, and then I'll say it, I'll record it, and then he'll stop. I'll think of another one, like literally just punches in every line. So this one right here is what the one we did this year is what we did. We punched it. So it took us about an hour, I'd say.
So is that quicker, or is that quicker to do it
I wouldn't say it's quicker. I wouldn't say it's quicker because it's not written down. Already, like pre-written down. Like if I would have written the song, I could have had it knocked out in probably 20 minutes. Okay. But it's just the fact of I'm writing it pretty much right there and just going as I'm going. But like I said, it just makes you feel it better. The emotion that you're in that moment is what's going to be reflected on the song, and it doesn't look or sound like you're reading off of something.
So you're finding those lines. You might do a line about, like, let's just say Jordan Battle, like right at the beginning. You might do a line about Jordan Battle like 3 or 4 times before you find that right one.
100%. Or I might find one. I might think of one and say, I want to do that later. Like one thing that I did, dude, is it's crazy because Joe Mixon is one of my favorite players on the Bengals. And I didn't mention him in this one. And I mentioned Chase Brown. Well, it's because in the beginning of the song, I had a line about Joe Mixon. And I was like, that don't sound right there. I'm going to go do it later. Then when I got to the end, I ran out of beat. Okay. And I didn't process that I had left that Mixon line out. So then the next morning after I released it, I'm like, I didn't say nothing about Mix. And I was like, that's my guy. Like, I like him. That's my guy. Like, so I just want Mixon to know if he ever hears it, I'm sorry. So,
well, you know what that means? That means you got to do a song dedicated to Mix now.
Yeah. That actually crossed my mind. And it's just, I don't know, man. We'll figure it out.
Right. Well, speaking of which, speaking of dedicated, we're trying like heck to get Corey Dillon in the Ring of Honor next year. Maybe if you did one about Corey Dillon, that'd be sweet and all that. I don't know if you got a chance to meet Corey. He was at our tailgate over the weekend. Nicest guy you could ever meet.
I got to meet him. I got to meet him when I was down there, and that was like that was pretty cool because that was one of the guys I watched with my grandpa on the couch on Sundays growing up. So I got to, I haven't got to talk to my grandpa yet. He lives in Florida. So he probably doesn't, he's not the greatest social media guru. So he probably doesn't know everything that's going on right now. But when I do get to talk to him and let him know that I met Corey, he's probably going to be pretty jealous. So
Right.
Awesome.
Well, so let's go to the video itself. You've said where it's going to be, but for anybody that doesn't know, tell everybody where this video is going to be taking place. Tell them what time, what we all need to do.
Yeah, we're all going to be at lot 1. My goal is to be right where you guys are, in the center. You guys in Strawberry have showed me nothing but love ever since the start. I've met numerous people. I've had the pleasure of meeting Cam Taylor-Britt's parents.
Okay.
Me and his mom speak all the time now. So that's I got the chance to meet Corey Dillon, and it's one of those things where you guys have so many super fans around, and like it's crazy because somebody said to me yesterday, it was like, I was surprised you wanted to take my picture, and I'm like, dude, I want everyone's picture because I see these guys on Twitter.
Right.
And to me, they're like super fans. And I'm like, when I see you, I want your picture more than you do mine. Trust me. I promise. So
you did. You said that. You're like, hey, let's get a pic real quick. And I was like,
yeah.
All right.
You were awesome with me too. And I'm like, oh my gosh, you're the guy that did the rapping video. That's awesome. You want a picture with me?
Yeah, dude. I mean, because I feel like the thing with me, man, is yeah, I can make the song, but if it wasn't for guys like you guys, it would stay where everything else stays. It'd be stagnant. It wouldn't get shown out to the masses. So that's my way of showing respect and thanks the most. And I feel like if I am gonna, I could have did the video anywhere. But I feel like I owe it something to you guys, and I owe something to the fan base as a whole to make them part of it. So.
Well, that's awesome.
But yeah, lot 1 in front of your guys is, wherever you guys are, I'm at, dude. So lot 1, come find us. I'm bringing the orange Charger that me and you talked about earlier for the videos or Challenger. So that'll be fun, and we'll set up, and everybody you don't really need to bring anything, just bring yourself and look as Bengal fan as you can and be ready to have a good time.
Yep, absolutely. Greg, I know you
10 a.m.
Yeah, 10 a.m. Greg, I know you've got a question, and I've got one more, and then we'll get you out of here because we don't want to. Actually, we haven't played the song too, so we'll play that too.
Play the song first. Yeah.
We'll play the song at the very end and get everybody out of here with the song. So, Greg, go ahead and ask the last question you had about the favorite something in Cincinnati.
Did you have a favorite restaurant in Cincinnati?
I'd say. It's probably Jeff Ruby's. If I had an unlimited bill,
right?
Oh yeah,
it would be that. If I had an unlimited bill, it would be that. Now this is what's crazy is it's going to sound like stereotypical, or like biased. Probably outside of that would be Skyline, and that's because, dude, I'm like, people ask me all the time, "What's your favorite food? What's your favorite food?" Dude, my favorite I love hot dogs, bro. I don't know, bro. Like I just always had, like, they can go with anything. Like growing up, I ate them with macaroni and cheese, like cut up in them. You can just do so much different stuff with them, dude. So like, you give me a Coney, man, I'm good. Like I'm good.
Well, over at Bengal Bomb Squad, which is right next to us, right there, they've got Skyline pretty much every tailgate. Like Skyline comes and serves people Coney, so you got to make sure you get some while you're there.
Yeah, for sure.
Yeah, but I'm with you. I love Skyline too.
Oh, absolutely.
So the last question that I've got, and then we'll play the song and get you out of here. So there's so many good lines in this song. Like I mentioned the battle one, talking about Seattle and everything like that. What is your favorite line out of the entire song? Or can you even pick one?
Can I give you like 3?
Yeah, absolutely.
Sure.
My top 3?
Yeah.
Sure.
The Cam Taylor-Britt, the Taylor-Britt Island, 29's got him on lockdown, this Taylor-Britt Island. Just because the whole Revis Island, of course, but I think that he's transforming into a shutdown corner every Sunday. So it's good to see him make that jump.
Juice game.
Yep. It's good to see him make that jump. And then I would say I wouldn't say it's much of a diss, but kind of the little hit it, Leo Collins, the bodyguard line.
I caught that.
Yeah, the bodyguard line, and it honestly, it wasn't even supposed to be. It was more or less just more giving praise to Orlando.
Right.
And then after hearing it, it was just like, some people was like, "Oh, I like that shot you took at Luell," and I was like, I didn't mean to, it just kind of happened. But then I would say, other than that, I'd probably say the imagine having Trent Irwin as your fourth string.
That's the one I texted you.
Yeah, because it just shows how deep our team is, and it shows the depth of our team. And if you have a guy like Trent Irwin that can go out there every Sunday and make big plays for you in big moments, and he's your fourth guy that you look at, and then you got Yoshi back there as your fifth, like it's scary, man. So yeah, I'd say those are probably my top 3 favorite lines.
Awesome. Well, man, we can't thank you enough for coming on here for the short time that we had
you.
Dude, it's going to be insane this weekend. It's going to be awesome. We'll all be down there. I know we're talking about getting down there like 8:45 to get in line to be able to get into the lots. So we're going to have a blast, and we can't thank you enough for coming on and being willing to hang with us over in Lot 1. That's an honor and a privilege for us.
Lot One's done nothing but show me love since I first started coming to the tailgates. And like I was telling people the other day, man, I don't really know the tailgate rules all the way, because I usually used to just go to games, and if I go to the game, I just get there, right before the game starts,
right,
and didn't tailgate much. But I told people I was walking around the city with a 12 pack of Coors Light under my arm, not knowing if I'm legally allowed to be drinking it as I'm walking through the city. But yeah, man, Lot One showed me love, and they showed me a lot of love, and you guys have always done that. So.
Well, also, hey, we got plenty of 50 West beer if you're ever around, so you don't need to worry about bringing beer ever. If you want
100%. And that was another thing. I was like, man, there's so much beer here. I shouldn't even have went up to CVS. I did like a side mission to go to CVS to get me some beer because I didn't want to feel like I was taking anyone's beer. So
come on and bring it. Yeah,
please, we got plenty. Don't worry.
Cool. But yeah, man, I appreciate you guys again. And Sunday at 10 a.m. Lot 1. Meet us there. We'll put on a good show, and once we release that video, we'll hopefully it'll do what it's doing now. Keep going.
That's right.
Absolutely.
All right. Well, I'm gonna play this song, and we'll get you out of here right after that. Okay.
Cool.
All right. Here we go. I'm gonna get it full screen here.
I'm from the city where they gotta play up. I'm from the city where they gotta play up.
Yeah.
I'm from the city where they gotta play up.
I don't.
Coins with the time to pay up.
Hey.
I'm from the city where they gotta play up.
They still gotta play us, man.
I'm from the city where they gotta play up. Coins with the time to pay up.
Go. Started out with who they done got me started. Call Katie, tell them make room for the Lamborghini. I trust 27 to lead us through any battle. We had DK out there press. You seen how we did Seattle. Went down 1-3 and then we hop back on that saddle. Everybody want T, but you can't have him cause we got it. A lethal 9 on the side and he gon' always red dot him. 29 got him on lockdown. This Taylor Britt Island. You know Jamar probably open. That boy 7-11. Who your best cornerback? Cause my receivers gon' shred it. They don't wanna go one-on-one with loose playbook. 91 step on that field and quarterbacks look shook. A couple weeks went by and we done stacked us up some wins. Brad Logan still with us, still the turnover twin. Uzier, man to man, you probably shouldn't throw at him. Orlando Brown came to town, showed us what a bodyguard is. I don't think they want no smoke with us. Forever standing on business, this ain't no joke for us. Money Mackey line it up, that boy forever clutch. Put up whoever you want, it's never slow for us. Ain't nothing changed, 21 still lurking in the cut. 83 reasons why they can't with us. Zach Taylor top dog, it's always win a bust. Hand the ball to Chase Brown, probably won't get touched. Chuck sizzle back deep to receive the punt. Probably gon' run it back, I feel like he the one. Doing my shuffle on him still, I feel like Icky Woods. Whole line protecting Joe like a tiger should. Imagine having Trent Irwin as your fourth string. If BJ Hill hit you, you feel what that force bring. 1, 2, 3, nah, we need 4 rings. This the jungle, you can't come in here and pull strings. Look close, look how DJ read that offense. Sin Hubbard and Osai, yeah, we all in. Nick Scott ball hawking over watching. Dax Hillen interception that look flawless. It's really hard to lose when K. Adams rooting for you. If you need a couple yards, Earth gon' get it for you. We got Tanner Hudson now, Sample still 2. Yoshi gon' go get that ball just like a dog do. Already knew they had to play us, but this part 2. I'm from the city where they gotta. I'm from the city where they gotta play us. It's time to pay up. I'm from the city where they gotta play us. I'm from the city where they gotta. I'm from the city where they gotta play us. It's time to pay up. Hold that.
Dude. Yes.
Thank you.
Awesome. I can't help but dance for him.
That's awesome, man.
Dude, he sampled the first song in that song. That's those lyrics. I didn't redo those. They Gotta Play Us. I didn't do those that night. When I got to the studio, he already had them pulled from the old song and sampled and threw into the new one. So it was pretty cool how he did that.
Absolutely, man. Dude, that's awesome. Well, we'll get you out of here. We'll play our outro, and thanks again. And we're gonna see you on Sunday at 10 a.m.
Sunday morning, 10 a.m. Man, I'll see you fellas.
That's right.
See you, buddy. Thank you so much.
Right.
And right into the stretch. Looking back and throws up the middle. Rose is on his way around. Picked up by Otis.
Here comes the ready or not. Here comes the boys from the south. Here comes the ready or not.